Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing great. And it's a very interesting boot camp that we are going to have today. We will learn to build our first AI agent, which will help us analyze property valuation, real estate property valuations in almost any city in India. We can also expand it to global as well, but you will actually learn to build your first AI agent. I will also explain you some of the components that you require, the steps as well as the things that you require to build your first AI agent. Okay. And the theme is real estate today. Okay. So we'll try and understand whether a user who's looking for a residential property in any specific locality in any of the cities in India with a specific budget and specific requirements, does that user have the right expectation in mind or not? That means if there is any property that is available within the budget that the user is looking for with all the specifics that is looked for. My name is Pratik Agarwal. I'm one of the co-founders of Ivy Pro School, and I welcome everybody to the workshop, guys. Okay, let me show you quickly what we will be building. Okay, let me first show you it in action so that you guys understand what is the ultimate goal. So I hope you all can see the screen. Now here, if you notice, here, I've got a UI user user screen. I know there is a request to explain in Hindi as well. What I will do is I will explain it in English and also explain it in Hindi. Okay, I think that should work for everybody. And these are the only two languages that I'm very fluent at. The other languages I can understand, but not speak much. Okay, so please pardon my Greek. Okay, all right. So let's look at the functionality of the app, AI agent app that we will create today. First, um, the user will give the inputs regarding the number of properties. Uh, Sorry. Somebody's asking Telugu. Sorry, I do not speak Telugu at all. How many members are in your family? So let me put, let's say, four, right? And budget is going to be, imagine, 50 lakhs. If I may ask everybody to, let me disable that. Give me one moment, guys. Let me disable. All right. Now, so I am going to give 50 lakhs as the budget. Nothing has happened much, guys. Okay. So people who have joined late, you have missed almost nothing yet. I am going to show you first the app, then the app's functionality, the AI agentic app, right? So here the app is basically what we're trying to do is that, oh, sorry, it's the wrong one that is running. Let me run the right one. Okay, this is the right one. Apologies. We tried multiple apps today. Okay, so the app is very simple, is your perfect home under your budget. Let's find out, right? So when you're looking for a home, then of course you have a budget and you also have some specifications depending upon the family size and depending upon your preferences. So what we have done is that we built an AI agent app. What it does is what I'm going to show you. What it does is that it asks the user for its preferences, and then, depending upon the preferences given by the user, it actually calculates the square footage. Then it goes and search on Google, sorry, on Bing search, and it looks for the properties in that area with those specifications that the user has specified here in this form. And then if it will get all the details from Bing search results in terms of budget and in terms of specifications, and then it will give a very strong analysis like a real seasoned real estate consultant. That is the purpose of this app. Okay, all right. We will I'm going to Vicky, you can't run that link right now on your platform, on your laptop yet. I will give you all the things, all the codes and everything by the end of the workshop. Just be with me for a few minutes, okay? I'll explain everything. First, let's look at what it is supposed to do. So let's say I'm looking for a residential flat for, let's say, around four people. My budget is, let's say, around 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs. And then let's say preferred city is, I'm sure, let's say Mumbai. Mumbai is, let's say, let me put Calcutta, okay, because 50 lakhs. Preferred area is, okay, let me put the one that is given here. It's a area where a lot of IT companies are there in Calcutta. And I'm looking for what kind of a residence? I'm looking for a flat, apartment, house, villa. So let's say I go with flat. Then how many bedrooms do I need? Let's say I say three. Uh, okay. And then the size of the bedroom, the first bedroom is, let's say, 150 square feet. The next one is 120, 30, and next one 120. Again, how many bathrooms do we need? Let's say three. The first bathroom, and you can specify accordingly into the size of the kitchen. Let's say I'm not such a big kitchen person, living area, and that's it. Now let's see. So now when I click on find properties, it is running. As you can see over here, it says running on the top right hand side where my cursor is. And it takes a few seconds, but in the background, what it is doing is that based on the trigger, which is the user's requirement, it went to Google, sorry, it went to Bing search. It found the details of the properties in that locality with those specifications. It found the rates as well. From that, it actually parsed the rates as well. And then once it passed the rates, then using AI, it is actually then analyzing the data. Okay. And then it is generating the response, right? So it says, based on this, 2 BHK in action area are these properties and summary. So properties, particularly 2 BHK, are available in the price range of this, making them suitable for the user's budget. Conclusion, yes, properties matching the user budgets are available in Newtown. A couple of options include these, which are listed above. Suggestions, and it goes and gives some more suggestions. If user is open to exploring options beyond Newtown, then these are the other locations, right? These are the properties where other locations can be found. Now, this can be further customized in terms of the response that we are getting, right? So this is what we will learn to build today. Now, before we go into too many details, as I said, the goal is to make you learn how to build your first AI agent. The main difference between, let's say, a normal AI app versus an AI agent would be what? A normal AI app would just take a prompt from the user, some information from the user, take it to the prompt, send it to an LLM service provider and get the result. But here, what we're doing is here, depending upon what the user is looking for, based on certain conditions and rules, actually it goes into the internet search as well and gets some intelligent information. And then with that intelligent information, it sends that intelligent information to an LLM service provider and generate a response, is which is what we saw over here. So it is doing a few things in the background. Okay, so that is why we're calling it as an AI agent. But remember, this is the first level AI agent. There can be n number of different varieties of AI agents as well, and the complexities that it could range to can be immense. Okay, so we'll just, because assuming that this is the first AI agent for a lot of people, we will try and keep it simple. So the first thing first, let's look at some of the concepts, some of the tools that we will end up requiring. Acha, because there was a request for Hindi as well, so I will explain again कि हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया है. हमने यहाँ पे यूजर से प्रेफरेंसेस लिए हैं, उनके नंबर ऑफ, उनके फैमिली मेंबर्स के बारे में पूछा है, उनके बजट के बारे में पूछा है, उनके प्रेफर्ड सिटी के बारे में पूछा है, लोकेलिटी इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सिटी, एंड किस तरह का किस तरह का रेसिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी ढूंढ रहे हैं, विला ढूंढ रहे हैं, अपार्टमेंट ढूंढ रहे हैं, फ्लैट ढूंढ रहे हैं, कितना बेडरूम चाहिए, और हर बेडरूम का साइज भी दिया है यहाँ पे, साथ में बाथरूम का भी साइज दिया है, नंबर ऑफ बाथरूम्स भी कितने चाहिए, किचन कितना चाहिए, लिविंग एरिया कितना चाहिए, एंड अदर एरियाज, उन सबको लेके ये जो हमारा एआई एजेंट ऐप जो है रियल एस्टेट एनालिसिस के हिसाब से जो हमने बनाया है, वो क्या कर रहा है कि ये जो इन्फॉर्मेशन यूजर से लिया, उस इन्फॉर्मेशन के बेसिस में उसको पहले क्लीन किया, फिर बिंग सर्च में, जो कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का सर्च डायरेक्टरी है, उसमें जाके सर्च किया, उसमें से इंफॉर्मेशन जो आया उसमें से एक्सट्रैक्ट करके फिर एनालिसिस करके यूजिंग एक हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि आज हम ओपन एआई के लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल से एपीआई के थ्रू हम उसको लिंक किए हैं और वहां से जनरेट किया एक एनालिसिस रिपोर्ट और उसको हम यूजर को दिखा रहे हैं। तो ये पूरा एआई एजेंट ऐप है। जैसे मैंने समझाया, एक एआई एजेंट ऐप और एक नॉर्मल एलएलएम ऐप में, नॉर्मल एआई जन एआई ऐप में मेन डिफरेंस ये है कि एआई एजेंट ऐप जो है, जो कि कुछ ना कुछ अपने से भी दिमाग लगाता है। यहाँ पे अपना सा क्या दिमाग लगाया, पहला कि हमें बिंग सर्च करना है। ऐसा नहीं कि हर हर एआई ऐप आपके लिए वो सर्च रिजल्ट मतलब इंटरनेट में भी जाकर सर्च करता है, बट यहाँ पे वो अपने से इंटरनेट में भी सर्च कर रहा है, साथ में सर्च करने के बाद जो रिजल्ट आ रही है उसका भी क्लीनिंग, उसका भी एनालिसिस करके, फिर थर्ड कि एलएलएम में जाके उस एनालिसिस का डेटा साथ में प्रॉम्प्ट यूजर का जाके एलएलएम को कह रहा है कि आप तुम एनालाइज करके बताओ, और एलएलएम को भी सर्च एनालिसिस करना कह रहा है कि वो ऑलमोस्ट एक प्रोडिक्शन की तरह कि भाई आप किस तरह का आपका फ्लैट है, जैसे ये सजेशन भी जो दे रहा है। तो ये जो प्रिडिक्शन पावर के कारण और एक ये जो ऑटोमेटिक चीजें हो रही है बिहाइंड द सीन, उसके कारण हम इसको एक एजेंटिक ऐप बोलेंगे। बहुत ही सिंपल है और हम इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे पाइथन में। बट जिन लोगों को पाइथन नहीं भी आता है, बट आई कैन टेल यू, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि कैसे ये पाइथन में बनाया हुआ है। पीपल हु डू नॉट इवन नो पाइथन विल ऑल्सो कम टू नो हाउ this code is running in Python. I'm going to explain you each and every line of code, and it's very, very easy to understand even for a non-Python user. Okay. All right. So that is the whole purpose of today's workshop, guys. As I said, my name is Pratik Agarwal. I'm one of the co-founders of Ivy Pro School. And very good, Vicky. If you know the basics of Python, extremely well, extremely good. I'm one of the co-founders of Ivy Pro School. I have approximately 2 decades of experience in the data and AI consulting industry. Been consulting since 2004, 2005 in this industry. And that's the only industry that I have worked with mainly. I'm an investor into several other industries as well. However, this is the industry which I understand very well, the data and AI industry. Now, if you want to be connected with me personally, then the best place to be connected with me is LinkedIn. If you search my name, Pratik Ivy, on Google, the first link that you will get would be mine, and I'll be more than happy to remain connected with you. I love to talk about data. I love to talk about AI. If there is any question about data and AI industry, whether you have a specific technical challenge, if I don't know, we've got a lot of experts in our team. If you have a career-related problems as well, or career-related questions also, I'll be more than happy to answer any of those questions. And so that's about me. And the sponsor of today's program, today's boot camp, which is second in the series. Yesterday also you had a boot camp with Ishani, one of my colleagues, and one of the other co-founders of Ivy Pro School. The sponsor of today's workshop, today's bootcamp is Ivy Professional School, as I have been taking the name. They have transitioned 32,500 plus careers in the data and AI industry. Their official learning partner are some of the largest names in this industry that you would heard of. Largest steel manufacturer, largest tobacco, Tata Steel, ITC, Honeywell, Tesco, Genpact, Accenture, and the list goes on. You can definitely go and check them out on their website. We are constantly ranked. Just last month, last few couple of weeks ago, we got ranked for the I think the 10th year in a row as top three schools for data and AI. We have collaborated with IIT Guwahati and NASCOM and IBM to co-deliver some of the programs, some of the data and AI programs. Okay, so you can actually check out the wide variety of data, Gen AI, data engineering, cloud data engineering courses that we run in collaboration with IIT and IBM and NASCOM. So that's about, we run live courses only, either face to face or online live in different cities in India. So that's about us, guys. That's about the sponsor of today's program. And great. So good to have you on. Now let's go to the details. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road kind of a thing, right? So we'll talk about all these things, and but by the end of it, you will have the code. You will have a decent understanding of how this AI agent was created, right? So the first thing first, I expect that people know what an LLM is, large language model. You know, the brain behind Chat GPT or Google Gemini or or Amazon's cloud uh, platforms that we all interact with these days, or Meta AI platform that we interact with. The large language model, as the name suggests, was trained on humongous amount of text data, and then it has been trained using um, uh, neural network. And I'm sure you guys have gone through some, how ChatGPT works and how LLM works. If you have not, on IB Pro School's YouTube channel, you'll find great videos. We called some of the great speakers on LLM, and they have given a very simple explanation of LLM as well. So you must know what LLMs are, okay? Maybe not so much about how they work, at least unless you want to become a Gen AI expert, but you must know what LLM is. It's not very difficult to understand, right? Basically, they're trained on massive amount of text data and learning patterns and whatnot. Yes, I will share everything that you're seeing on YouTube channel, on Ivy Pro's YouTube channel. I will upload everything, the code, the deck, and all of that that you need, right? Remember, it is the way the LLM works is that it understands the patterns in the data and the insights in the data, makes relationships and connections in the data, and then it gives the output. Now, what I've been told is that there are more number of people waiting to join. We had a limit of 100. So if people are waiting, I'm sure you can go to Ivy Pro School's YouTube channel. If you just Google Ivy Pro School YouTube, you will get the YouTube channel, and there you can also watch this without joining in Zoom here. Okay. So if you're missing out, or if any of your friends are missing out. All right. Now, this is the secret sauce, guys. And most of the AI agentic apps that are being built today, or most of the Gen AI apps that are being built today, they all use this concept called as application programming interface, or API, application programming interface. This is the secret sauce, because remember, there are few companies which have created very strong large language models. And most of the other companies who are building AI agents or Gen AI apps, they're subscribing to AI services provided by these big tech LLM creators. Some of the famous LLM creators are, of course, OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is just one product by OpenAI. Okay. Then you got Google, which has Gemini. Then you got Amazon, which has done significant investment into a company called as Anthropic, which owns a platform called as Cloud. It's a nice platform, very good, decent platform. And then you got Elon Musk and Grow. There are many of them, right? But still, there are few. These are called as AI service providers or LLM providers, right? Now, if you want to subscribe to their artificial intelligence knowledge, then you subscribe to them through something called as API. In the coming slide, I will explain you how exactly this works. But for now, this is like your secret key, just like how you subscribe to an electricity service provider by opening an account with them, and they assign your consumer number or a client number, which is specific and unique to you. And based on the units that you use, they charge you, right? Absolutely right. Right. So remember API, I always give an example of API as, let's say when you go to a restaurant, in that restaurant, there is a waiter, right, who takes the order from you, whatever food order you have. And that restaurant waiter goes to the kitchen and gives that order to the chef. And then the chef's team cooks that order and gives to you. So the waiter can then be called as that he's working like an API, right? Kitchen is the service provider, right? Because waiter is authorized to go to the kitchen, and hence we are giving orders to the waiter, we can't go into the kitchen and give order directly to the chef. Similarly, through any software service provider, here we are talking about AI software service providers, specifically these OpenAI, Google, and Amazon's Anthropic's cloud and all. These service provider or any software that if you want to subscribe to and use it in your own software, in your own app, then you do that using API. Here, the end user is you who's probably sitting on a table and eating food, right? And through API, you subscribe to these softwares. So API works like a waiter in a restaurant. You give instructions, right? And that waiter is authorized to take your instructions to the kitchen, get the food for you from the kitchen, and then serve it to you. But only if you are an authorized customer and only if your order is an authorized order, something that it can deliver. If you are not an authorized customer, then API will not work. That means if you do not have an authorized account with the service software service provider, then API will not work. Or if you ask for something which that software cannot serve, then also API will not work. Understood? I hope this definition should be very, very clear because API is the most important thing to understand here, guys. Okay? It has actually changed the way the software industry is working now. Okay. All right. So the recipe of an AI-powered app in general, not talking about AI agent app, but in general, an AI-powered app today that we all see so frequently being launched every day is that there is a request made by a user, right? The app sends a question or a prompt to the service provider through the API. The service provider, that means the software service provider, in this case, let's say OpenAI or Google, will process the information in its own knowledge base and then will send a response back to the user. So it's just like a restaurant waiter's role, right? Restaurant waiter takes the order from you, goes to the kitchen, gets the food, and delivers it to you. So that is the recipe of typical AI powered app, right? Now, um, here, let's say an example, okay? Let's say an example of a language learning app, okay? By the way, these are not necessarily agentic app because their role is very, very simple that you as a user let's say, you have a language learning app where you want to learn Russian, okay? So you as a user send a sentence, let's say in English, the API of that software, for example, Duolingo is a famous uh, language training app, right? So Duolingo's API will take the the sentence that you've given in English through API, it will take it to the software of Duolingo. It will correct the grammar and it will suggest the improvement. Let's say if it is a language learning app in that particular, and also if it has to translate, then it will translate it also and then send it back to the user, right? If you look at, let's say, a music app, say, for example, if your prompt is create a lo-fi track through API, from your user interface app, the front end that you see, right? It will take that prompt, take it to the service provider, AI service provider, generate a generate whatever music chill beat here and send it back to the user. So that's how typically most of these apps are built, which a lot of people are using. Gen AI apps are used, right? However, in a AI agent app, there's a slight bit of extra thing, right? Slight bit of, there are two extra things in AI agent app more than an AI, general AI app. The first thing is that it can, it has certain amount of automation, meaning it can take certain decisions by itself. Okay. The second thing is that it has a future prediction power as well, or you may say that it has an intelligent, not just about current, but about future also, right? So let's call it as intelligence, because of course it's an AI app, right? So automation and intelligence. Now automation can be so automated that all the decisions it is taking. Imagine Imagine you have in your refrigerator, right? You have, let's say, you have a refrigerator which is smart refrigerator, right? Now, in that smart refrigerator, you have a camera which is already inbuilt into it, right? Now, that camera, every time you put anything into that refrigerator, that camera scans it and registers that in its own database, that how many apples you have, how many bananas you have, how many soft drinks you have, how many XYZ that you have. And then accordingly, let's say you are out of banana, right? You're out of banana. Now, the moment you're out of banana, if this refrigerator's app directly sends a message to Amazon, because it is integrated with Amazon through your Amazon account, and also it has access to Amazon Pay. Of course, you must have given the authorization, and it orders directly on Amazon what that Amazon Fresh, that you're out of bananas and that you want half a dozen banana, and it delivers. So then it becomes an AI agent. Why? Because it is taking an action which is autonomous action, isn't it? So that is the main difference, slight bit of difference between a typical normal AI agent, normal AI app, which only takes a message from the user, sends it to the large language model, gets a response and sends it back. Here, there is an extra action, a trigger that the app is taking by itself, right? Now, this is a rule-based trigger, but it can also be a very intelligence-based trigger. For example, now there are financial analytics, financial investment firms, which are creating AI agents whereby, let's say, your stock portfolio is down by a few things, and it does its own analysis and orders the new set of stocks or sells maybe certain set of stocks as well, right? So whenever we say AI agent, that means it has certain bit of automation and certain bit of extra intelligence. In our case, of course, there is an idea that is an important thing. In our case, in today's example, we saw that we want to analyze whether Swamiji is saying, whoa, this is going to a different level. Yeah, so agent is a mixture of technology, guys. Agent is not just one technology, it's a recipe of technologies, you may say, right? Now, in today's example, we just saw that we asked the users that please users give us your preferences of the kind of flat or residential house that you're looking for. And based on that residential property details that the user shared, we took that information, we first analyzed it internally, then we processed that information, and then we calculated the square footage requirement. And then we went to, see, this is where automation came, that it decided to go to Bing search. We could have used Google search also, but we have Azure credit, so we are using Bing search. It decided to go to Bing search with that query, and then it's looked for the listings of the properties which roughly matched the requirement the user gave. And if it found the properties that matched the requirement, it took the listing of those properties, and then it took the user information, the user preference, the listing of the properties, merged all of that together, and sent it to the one LLM provider as a prompt, and then got the response back from the LLM provider. So that is why here what we are saying is the user preferences, the prompt, the search provider. These are the three things that we are actually the ingredients are the user preferences, the prompt, the search provider, and bunch of APIs. So you need one API for Bing search. So let's call it as Bing search API, because we have to do some search on Bing search. We could have used Google search API as well. Then second that you need is OpenAI API. Both these things today I'm going to give to you. And after that, I'm also going to explain you um, how to create your own APIs as well, right? So Bing Search API and OpenAI API. All right. I know Mohit, you're asking. Sorry, my ठीक है, आई विल एक्सप्लेन, डोंट वरी मोहित, मैं आपको एंड में भी वापस से एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा इन चीज़ों को। बट बहुत यहाँ पे अभी बहुत सिंपल चीज़ों के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। हम ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई हमारा जो एजेंटिक ऐप क्रिएट करना है उसमें पहला है कि ऑटोमेशन, कि भाई कुछ चीज़ें अपने आप होनी चाहिए। और दूसरा है इंटेलिजेंस, दैट मीन्स उसमें ठीक सोचने की कैपेबिलिटी, सोचने की क्षमता है। राइट। इन दोनों चीजों को जब आप एआई ऐप से इंटीग्रेट करते हैं तब जाके एक एजेंटिक एआई ऐप बनता है। और साथ में अगर आप हमारे वाले केस में, आज वाले जो केस है, जो हम यूजर को एक घर ढूंढने के लिए एक रियल एस्टेट का कंसल्टेंट का ऐप जो हमने एजेंट बनाया है, उसमें हमें और भी दो चीजें चाहिए। एक बिंग सर्च का एपीआई चाहिए, एपीआई के थ्रू हम बिंग सर्च से कनेक्ट करेंगे। दूसरा हमें चाहिए एपीआई ओपन एआई का। All right. So these are the two things that we also need today in order to work, in order to make our agent work. Right. Now, जब हम ये देंगे तब जाके then only the LLM will give us the outputs, suggest the responses. Right. Right. Let's look at it in action also. Okay. So by the way, sorry, एक और चीज, what is the tech stack? What is the tech stack behind the scene of the platform that I'm going to show you? One is the front end user interface, जिसको हम कहते हैं graphical user interface, GUI, or just the user interface. In today's case, we will use something called as Streamlit. This is a library which is a group of functions in Python. This is a library in Python. And what it does is that it helps us to create an interactive web-based user interface very, very quickly without uh, without doing a lot of work. So that is the main advantage. Streamlit का सबसे बड़ा advantage ये है कि बहुत सारे जो इंटरेक्टिव एक वेब पेज बनाना है उसकी कैपेबिलिटी स्ट्रीमलिट पैकेज, स्ट्रीमलिट लाइब्रेरी के अंदर इनबिल्ट है, और वो पाइथन में आप तुरंत से इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं। तो हम देखेंगे, वी विल सी दैट ऑल्सो। दैट इज द फ्रंट एंड दैट वी हैव। मेन थिंग इज, द मेन ब्रेन बिहाइंड दिस एंटायर थिंग इज द बैक एंड लॉजिक। राइट। जो मेन ब्रेन है वो पूरा बैक एंड में है, जो हम कोड में लिखे हैं हमने। उसमें क्या है, व्हाट इज द मेन concept there that we have done is we have written certain event मतलब certain rule that when this happens then do this, right? हमने ये रूल लिखा है कि जब ये होगा, जब यूजर ये सब चीजें दे देगा, ये कुछ एक्शन लेगा यूजर इंटरफेस में, तब जाके आपको कुछ आगे की चीजें करनी है। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी हमारे यहाँ क्या है कि जब यूजर फॉर्म का डेटा भर दिया, राइट, और स्ट्रीमलिट इज free to use, Raja. It's a community build package, Raja. So it's very interesting. Free है Streamlit. So यहाँ पे हमारा, in our case, what is the logic? The logic is when the user fills up the form and clicks on find properties or analyze the properties or find properties, whatever the button that we have given, then it triggers couple of events. जब वो फाइंड प्रॉपर्टी में बटन दबाता है तब जाके वो पीछे में ट्रिगर कर रहा है इवेंट। पहला ट्रिगर क्या कर रहा है कि वो बिंग सर्च में जाके सर्च कर रहा है, उसका डेटा आया, उसका एनालाइज कर, उसको क्लीन करके फिर देन ओपन एआई में भेज के एपीआई के थ्रू उससे जनरेट रिस्पॉन्स करा रहा है। तो मतलब देयर आर टू थिंग्स हैपनिंग। द मोमेंट द यूजर क्लिक्स ऑन फाइंड प्रॉपर्टीज बटन, it takes the data, it takes the preferences given by the user, goes to big search, gets the result, builds a prompt around it, then sends that prompt through API to OpenAI, get the response, and then shows to the user. So वहां पे API का काम आ रहा है। So there is a model, LLM model, which is running behind the scene, वो हम सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं। So जो OpenAI का जो लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल है उससे we are subscribing using API. So that's what we will see. Okay. Now I am assuming that you guys have some understanding of Python. Now, let's say if you do not have any understanding of any of Python at all, तो भी मैं आपको आज समझाऊंगा कि कैसे करते हैं। ठीक है। अभी मैं आप लोगों को ऐप जो है, जो लोग यहाँ पे ज्वाइन कर रखे हैं मुझे जूम पे, पीपल हैव जॉइंड मी ऑन जूम, आई एम गोइंग टू जस्ट शेयर दीज टू फाइल्स विथ यू राइट अवे, और मे बी वन पर्सन. सो अच्छा ठीक है, आई विल, फॉर नाउ आई विल डू इट एंड देन आई शेयर इट एट द एंड, एंड देन इफ देयर इज टाइम देन आई विल share it with everybody right away. Okay, for now I will do it. Now, what are the things that we need? Okay, so let me open another deck. हमें क्या क्या, what are the things that we need in our laptop to work? This is not a cloud AI agent right now. Remember, आज we are doing it for free, so of course, I didn't want to use a lot of my cloud credits. So, but it can easily be done on cloud also. जब हम अपने आईवी प्रो स्कूल के जेन एआई कोर्स में, तो हम सारी चीजें क्लाउड में करवाते हैं. So let's see first, what are the things, what softwares do we need, what do we need to install on our laptop to make what we are talking about to run. Okay. So we will require to install Python, because जितना भी बैकएंड का लॉजिक है, जितना भी फ्रंट एंड का जो ऐप है, वो सारी चीज पाइथन में. सो एनीथिंग दैट वी बिल्ड and we have written in the backend is built on Python. I will share, Vicky, I will share this PPT, the PPT that I'm definitely I'll share. Second thing is, we will install, once after installing Python, within the Python environment, we will install Streamlit package, and we will also install OpenAI package. Package का मतलब क्या हुआ? मतलब set of libraries जिसके अंदर ना बहुत सारे functions हैं. For example, my watch is talking to me. Anyway, so as I was saying, जब आपने व्हेन यू हैव इंस्टॉल्ड पाइथन, पाइथन के अंदर हम स्ट्रीमलिट, और पाइथन के अंदर हम ओपन एआई को इंस्टॉल करेंगे. ये दोनों पैकेजेस में, इन दीज टू पैकेजेस, स्ट्रीमलिट पैकेज एंड ओपन एआई पैकेजेस, we will find lot of functions that we will that will make our life very very easy to work with these software service providers. Okay, through API, again through API. फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा how do you download the code. I'm going to share the code as well with you. Then I will give you an OpenAI API key, and I'll also explain you at the end how do you create your own API key, and then I'll show you how to run the app. Google Colab. All right, Himal's question is, how can we make this work on Google Colab? If you have to make it work on Google Colab, then you will have to push the code onto GitHub, and through GitHub, you'll have to push the code to Streamlit Cloud, and then we'll make it work. Because remember, there is a user interface that I want to create. So because we had only 60 minutes with us, क्योंकि आज हमारे पास खाली 60 मिनट थे, तो इसलिए मैंने गूगल कोलैब वाला रूट नहीं लिया. बट आप ले सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा आपको रिसर्च और थोड़ा चैट जीपीटी में करना पड़ेगा. इट्स नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट एट ऑल. मैं एट द एंड, अगर टाइम बचेगा, तो आई विल डेफिनेटली एक्सप्लेन एट द एंड. इफ आई हैव देयर इज टाइम, देन आई विल डेफिनेटली एक्सप्लेन दिस टू यू, हिमाल. ओके. Open the app. Once we run the app, then we use the app, and so forth. So first thing first, कि हम Python कैसे इंस्टॉल करते हैं. अगर आपके पास Python है कि नहीं, पहले वो सिलेक्ट कर, सर्च कर, मतलब देखने के लिए हम सबसे पहले we will open command line prompt. Now, how do you open command line prompt? In your Windows search, or in your Mac, you search for, in Windows, you search for CMD, command line CMD. You'll see this. Or in your Mac, you go to terminal window. And when you open it, it's a black screen that's going to open. A black screen खुलता है यहाँ पे. And then you just simply type this command which says Python version. Remember this. Hmm. Why is it not recognizing? I'm surprised. हाँ, ठीक है. सिर्फ पाइथन भी आप कर दो. वर्जन क्यों नहीं आया? आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर. गड़बड़ क्या होगा कुछ. 3.12.2, 3.12.2 इज द वर्जन. ये 3.12.12 इज द वर्जन जो अभी चल रही है. ठीक है. दिस इज द पाइप. इफ इट इज ऑलरेडी रनिंग, यू डोंट हैव टू इंस्टॉल इट एट ऑल. बट इफ इट इज नॉट रनिंग, देन इट इज वेरी इजी टू इंस्टॉल Python on your machine. And it's very easy, and it's very light also. It doesn't take a lot of time also. चाहिए तो आप अभी भी ट्राई कर सकते हो. When you go to this website which is python.org, then directly go to download and just go to download this. अभी जो लेटेस्ट वर्जन चल रहा है, वो आपका डाउनलोड हो जाएगा. जैसे 13.1, 3.13.1 चल रहा है. मेरा आपने देखा कि 3.1 2. वट एवर दैट वर्जन वॉज, लेकिन चलता है। आपके पास थोड़ा पुराना भी होगा, 3.2 से ऑनवर्ड्स होगा तो चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बट मैं बोलूंगा कि हाँ, अगर बहुत ही पुराना है, 3 से नीचे वाले हैं, तब तो डेफिनेटली आपको अपडेट कर लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस आ गया था 2.x में और 3.x के पाइथन के वर्जन में, द वे वी राइट द कोड एंड ऑल एवरीथिंग, राइट? So this is where you download it and just follow the prompts, and then just remember one small step that sometimes people forget. Definitely do this step. Make sure to check the box that says add Python to path. मतलब ये जो है ना, add Python to path वाला जो चेक बॉक्स आएगा, ensure that you have checked it, मतलब उसको चेक कर दीजिएगा जरूर से। ठीक है? सो दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, दैट्स द ओनली थिंग, अदरवाइज इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट एट ऑल। बहुत डिफिकल्ट है नहीं इसको डाउनलोड करना, और बहुत टाइम भी नहीं लगता डाउनलोड करने, इंस्टॉल करने में। बट नाउ व्हाट इज स्ट्रीमलिट, वी विल सी। यू सी, लेट मी टेक यू बैक टू द ऐप वंस फॉर अ मोमेंट। यू सी दिस ब्लैक स्क्रीन दैट यू सी, ये जो ब्लैक स्क्रीन दिख रहा है आपको, और उसके ऊपर ये जो फॉर्म दिख रहा है, ये जो फॉर्म है, और ये जो मैसेज मैंने लिखा है, ये टाइटल जो है, ये हुआ टाइटल, ये रहा फॉर्म। इस फॉर्म के अंदर ये चीजें हैं, इस फॉर्म में भी आप देखोगे मैं प्लस माइनस का ये बटन सब डाल रखा हूं। तो ये जो यूजर इंटरफेस के अंदर की जो चीजें आपको दिख रही है यहाँ पे, ये सारी चीजें स्ट्रीमलिट करके जो पैकेज है पाइथन के अंदर जो आप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं, उससे बनाना बहुत ही इजी हो जाता है। मतलब जैसे हम एक्सेल में हम लिखते हैं ना, इक्वल्स टू सम एंड देन इट डज समथिंग, सो वैसे ही यहाँ पे भी हम इसके बहुत सारे फंक्शंस हैं, बहुत ही इजी इजी फंक्शंस है, उसको कॉल करते जाते हैं और ये फॉर्म बनाता जाता है। बहुत ही डिसेंट फॉन्ट वॉन्ट भी हम चेंज कर सकते हैं, बट नहीं भी किया तो भी डिफॉल्ट फॉन्ट वगैरह भी काफी डिसेंट बनाता है वो। तो मतलब जिस तरह का यूजर इंटरफेस हमें बनाना है, स्ट्रीमलिट हमें बनाने में बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प करता है और बहुत क्विकली हो जाता है। ठीक है ना? So that is what Streamlit does, an open source Python library to quickly create interactive web-based application for data science and machine learning. बहुत ज्यादा टेक्स्ट में अगर आप देखेंगे तो पाइथन का लाइब्रेरी है। करेक्ट? Simplifies the entire process of building and deploying beautiful app. That is the most important thing. Then why use Streamlit? Because it helps you, ideal for showcasing machine learning model and data visualization, and lastly great for collaboration. आप अपना कोड भी किसी के साथ कर सकते हैं, Streamlit के क्लाउड में डाल सकते हैं, उससे भी आप एक दूसरे से आप इसको मैच कर सकते हैं। So that is the advantage, guys. Okay. So that is about Streamlit. Okay. Now, once Python is installed, then you just open the command line prompt. पहले मैं आपको दिखा दे रहा हूं कि जो आपका ये कमांड लाइन प्रॉम्प्ट था, आप उसको खोलेंगे फिर, और उसमें लिखेंगे pip इंस्टॉल स्ट्रीमलिट। एक ही बार करने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज मैंने आपको बताया था ना, पहले हम पाइथन डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं फर्स्ट टाइम, फर्स्ट वी आर डाउनलोडिंग पाइथन एंड इंस्टॉलिंग पाइथन, देन विद इन पाइथन we will install this pip is Python installation package. Basically it will install a package within the Python library, so you just have to type pip install streamlit। अभी मैं इसको करता हूं। तो आपको खाली ये लिखना है pip install streamlit and then it will install it। अभी मेरे यहाँ already installed है, so we don't have to do I mean it will just say that the requirements are matching and everything, requirements already satisfied, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी सेटअप है वो। ठीक है? तो आप करेंगे, सो इट टेक यू अ फ्यू सेकंड्स टू इंस्टॉल स्ट्रीमलिट लाइब्रेरी इन पाइथन एनवायरनमेंट, वो अपने आप कर लेगा। फिर हम ओपन एआई का लाइब्रेरी को इंस्टॉल करेंगे, क्योंकि ओपन एआई का लाइब्रेरी से हम क्या करेंगे कि जो रिस्पॉन्स हमें, जो हमें एआई मॉडल को सब्सक्राइब करता है, जिससे कि हम उसके इंटेलिजेंस को यूज कर पाए, so that we can use the intelligence by the large language model, and hence we will require the we have to install the OpenAI library as well. Okay. In order to install OpenAI library, again, same similar command, pip install OpenAI, and it will do it. कहाँ पे लिखेंगे? Where would you write it? You will again write it in the same pip install OpenAI. That's it. In my case, again, it will say the requirements are satisfied already. Okay. Now, I know if some of you are facing certain issues, at the end, I will try to rectify the issues. For now, first see how and what is happening. Okay. Because believe me, all these issues are solvable issues. Nothing is very difficult in this thing. Once this is done, we have to now understand how to run the app. Now, I'm going to share this code file with you, this code that I've already written, and which I'll explain you line by line right now. But this code file I will share with you, which says property.py, which is the Python file, and you just download that file. Let's say imagine you have downloaded that file in your downloads folder. Suppose आपने इस ये जो python.py फाइल है, जो मेन लॉजिक का फाइल है, जो कि आप देखेंगे कि 100 लाइंस ऑफ कोड से भी कम है, और मे बी स्लाइटली मोर देन 100 लाइन, क्योंकि मैंने थोड़ा एरर हैंडलिंग डाल दिया था यहाँ पे. सो इट्स क्लोज टू 100 लाइन्स ऑफ कोड. दैट्स इट. खाली 100 लाइन का कोड में पूरा इंटरफेस तैयार है, पूरा ऐप तैयार है, एजेंटिक ऐप भी तैयार है. सो वो जो मैं आपको फाइल दूंगा, आप जब डाउनलोड फोल्डर में डाउनलोड करेंगे, वेर यू विल डाउनलोड इन द डाउनलोड फोल्डर, देन यू हैव टू गो टू द डाउनलोड फोल्डर from the command line prompt. How do you go to a download folder or a particular folder in command line prompt? Is very simple. You just type cd space downloads. Cd is change directory. That means you're changing the folder. And cd change directory downloads. So now you are in the download folder. I'm assuming यहाँ पे बहुत बड़ा assumption ये है कि आपने ये property.py फाइल जो तो पाइथन लाइब्रेरी है, वो आपने यहाँ पे डाउनलोड किया है. उसके बाद क्या करना है, जब इस फोल्डर के अंदर आ जाएंगे, तो वो कहता है कि आपको खाली ये कमांड रन करना है. कौन सा कमांड रन करेंगे आप? स्ट्रीमलिट रन property.py, whatever the name of the file. The file that I'm going to give to you is called property.py. So आप इसको रन करेंगे, streamlit run property.py. And then wait. It will open your default browser. वेट कीजिए, आपका डिफॉल्ट जो भी वेब ब्राउजर होगा उसको खोलेगा वो, और उसको रन करेगा. ये थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है, 850 होगा, ठीक है ना? सो उसको रन करेगा, और जब वो रन करेगा तब आप देख पाएंगे कि वो ये देता है. ठीक है ना? फिर आप इसको यूज कर पाएंगे. ठीक है. दिस इज, एंड देन इट विल ओपन दिस ऐप, and then you'll be able to use it, and then you will be able to see how it is working. Now, let's go slightly deeper into the code, and then I'm going to come back to help you guys. Uh, can I show the last command? Yes, I can show the last command. The last command was very simple. The command that I ran, the command, जो command मैंने लिखा था, that was streamlit run property.py. Streamlit run property, that is the name of the file with an extension py, which is the Python file. Run it, and it will run it. Now remember, once it starts to run, then it will open in the default browser. तब आपके डिफॉल्ट ब्राउजर में खुलेगा. जब ये आपने काम वाम कर लिया, अगर इसको रोकना है, बिकॉज रिमेंबर इट इज रनिंग राइट नाउ, अगर इसको रोकना है, देन you have to press Control C inside. Second. एक बार रन कर रहा है, एक्चुअली अभी तक रन ही नहीं कर रहा था वो. तो अगर, क्योंकि वो स्टार्ट हुआ था बट उसको डिप्लॉय नहीं किया, तो उसको रोकना है तो कंट्रोल सी दबाएंगे तो यहाँ पे रुक जाएगा वो. ठीक है, चलिए हम उसको भी देखेंगे कि हाँ कब करना है वो. हाँ, क्योंकि स्ट्रीमलेट आपने इंस्टॉल नहीं किया, तो क्योंकि आपने वो स्ट्रीमलेट वाला ऑप्शन आपने इसको किया नहीं, I think you did not install Wiki, you did not install Streamlit. So you have to do this step as well, Wiki. This step before you could run that, and also you have to do this step, है ना? क्योंकि अगर if you have not installed this, it is not going to work. अगर आपने नहीं इंस्टॉल किया तो नहीं काम करेगा वो. ओके. एंड देन अगर ये वेब ब्राउजर नहीं खुलता है फॉर वट एवर रीजन, इफ द वेब ब्राउजर डजंट ओपन फॉर वट एवर रीजन, देन प्लीज ओपन दिस लिंक एंड देन इट शुड वर्क. ओके. चलिए, now let's go to the codes, guys, okay, because that's where the main brain is. Okay. Now, the code that I'm going to give to you, right? You can open it in Notepad if you have a Jupyter notebook of Anaconda or Google Colab or a VS Code. You can open it there as well. ठीक है. अगर किसी को VS Code में खोलना नहीं आता है तो बहुत सिंपल है. यहाँ पे जाइए आप, फाइल, ओपन द फोल्डर और ओपन द फाइल. फोल्डर में आपको जितने भी डाउनलोड फोल्डर में आपके जितने भी पाइथन फाइल्स हैं वो सारे आ जाएंगे. अगर आपको एक स्पेसिफिक फाइल खोलना है तो आप ओपन फाइल करके आप जहां पे भी सेव किया वहां पे जाइए, उसको खोल लीजिए. जब खुल जाएगा तो वो फिर ऐसा दिखेगा. और जब यहाँ पे आप आएंगे तो अब मैं आपको लाइन बाय लाइन कोड्स बताता हूँ. व्हाट आर वी डूइंग हियर? Import Streamlit as ST. You see, Python allows you to install many packages which are nothing but libraries of functionalities or functions from python.org repository. Now you'll ask me, who has deposited, who has created these packages and libraries in python.org? So communities. Community meaning users like you and I, because Python is open source. So there are a lot of users who have created these packages, and then you submit for verification and validation to Python's community. And if they python.org, and if they like what you've done, if they meet the quality requirement, security requirement, then they publish it within their environment. And then any Python user can import it. You just need internet connection for this, okay? In whichever computer you do this, you will have to have internet connection working. Otherwise, you will not be able to import it. So we have imported all the functions from, so the entire Streamlit package is what we have imported from. That means it comes with a lot of functions, okay? I will upload it in Google's, in Ivy's YouTube portal under the recording. You will get a recording as well. The entire code will be uploaded there, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now, import Streamlit and import request. ये जो है ना request, this package is required. I'm going to write a comment with a hash. This package is required for Bing search. Meaning, अगर हमें जो Bing search करना है उसके लिए required है. This package is required for the web app. Look at, right? And this package is required for OpenAI APT, OpenAI API. ठीक है ना? This is OpenAI API, meaning the LLM, large language, the AI as service. ना? ठीक है ना? So these are the packages that we are importing from OpenAI. We import OpenAI because OpenAI में और भी packages हैं. ठीक है? तो इसमें से हमने OpenAI को import किया. Now, let me directly go to sorry, I'm just checking something. Client was calling. Directly go to the code here, but before that, if you notice, here is where the main user interface started. अगर आपको याद होगा, if you remember, we saw is your perfect home under your budget. Let's find out. This is the command which you see over here. This is the command. So this is the title, right? I will show you, Aparna. And then here, what we have is st.number input. This is the second. How many members are there? STY, because ST is Streamlit. So this is a function from Streamlit library. What it does is that it creates a what it does is that give me a second, guys. This chat message stay space. Huh. So what this st dot number input. So this is a function which by Streamlit, what it does is that it takes the message, which is if you remember here, this is the message. This is the label, you may say. Minimum value is one. जब भी किसी ने nobody has put the value, then also it is one, and the step is one. See, if I increase it, so the step is also one. Understood? The step is one. So that is the function. Again, one more number input because यहाँ पे भी एक और number input है budget के लिए. इसमें step will not be one, but step will be 50,000. So as you can see, the step is 50,000. The initial value is this much. And then similarly, text input, preferred city. We can write anything we want: Calcutta, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, whatever you want to write. Preferred location, st.text input, because it's a text value. Why text? This was number value, this was text. So that is a text value, right? See how easy it is to do it in using Streamlit package. And these are all functions of Streamlit package. st, huh? Remember st को हमने यहाँ पे किया ना, Streamlit को we have imported as st here. And st.text underscore input, preferred city, st.location, text again input, again here, and st.select box. Now, why box? Because here, preferred property has a drop down. So that is called as a box in Streamlit. Select box, which is like a selection box. यहाँ पे preferred property type, and these are the values. Values का पूरा list यहाँ पे दे दिया. This is called as a list in Python. So this we have given the list. If you want, you can customize this list as well. So that is what is happening. And यहाँ पे, in this case, if you notice how many bedrooms do you need, you can do plus, minus, and depending upon how many bedrooms we need, if you look at the down below, it dynamically creates, you know, the size. Okay, give me the size of the second bedroom. If I have only one bedroom, it asks the size of this only one bedroom. That is the main difference here. So number of bedrooms here is st dot number input. यहाँ पे हमने लिया step one, and bedrooms for size. This is a list to store bedroom sizes. List to store bedroom sizes for I in range of number of bedrooms. मतलब जितना भी number of bedrooms यहाँ पे डाला है, which is this variable that we are saving the value given by the user. These are all variables, right? These ये जितने भी आपको दिख रहे हैं, family size, budget, city, preferred location, property type, these are all variables, temporary storage in the code. So bedroom size का भी एक variable है जिसका default value कुछ भी नहीं है. With no default value. Okay, that is why this list is blank. But for I in range number of bedrooms, जितने भी number of bedrooms ने डाला है, size is going to st dot, मतलब वो फिर enter the size of the bedroom, enter the size of the bedroom. तब then it will show you enter the size of the bedroom, and here enter the size of the bedroom and I plus one, because I will increment for every new bedroom जितना भी डाला उसने. Suppose यहाँ पे increment हो गया, minimum size is this, and bedroom dot size and append. अभी जो bedroom dot size था वो खाली था, वहां पे we appended the first size, right? Appended the first size. Then this will continue depending upon the number of bedrooms it has given. If somebody has given 3 bedrooms, then this loop will continue 3 times. Right? This is how the for loop works. Okay. If you have any doubts, I'm going to give you one small video on Python introduction as well on Ivy's YouTube channel, and you can easily follow that and understand the for loop. And the only control structure that we have used in this code is for loop. So it gives you, it'll keep asking for the number of bedrooms depending upon the size of the bedroom depending on the number of bedrooms that we have given. Similarly, same for number of bathrooms as well. Keep asking for bathroom depending upon number of bathroom the person has specified. This is a bedroom size list. This is a bathroom size list as me, and that will get appended with or added. Appended meaning added. And then other areas. So kitchen size. Now kitchen size is not dynamic because we are assuming that a flat will have only one kitchen and one living room. Only one living room, one kitchen. And that's why there is no for loop that we have given. Number input and other areas also that is given. Now, total bedroom, we are calculating total number of bedrooms, which is sum of bedroom sizes. जितना भी list में add हुआ है bedroom sizes, right? Remember एक size add हुआ, फिर दूसरा item add हुआ, फिर तीसरा item add हुआ, right? Like a list. Just like how there is a list here, there is a list that will get created with the append function here. And जितने भी bedrooms add हो रहे हैं और जितने भी bathrooms add हो रहे हैं उन सबका sum function will give you the sum of summation of it, just like Excel. And then the total carpet area will be total bedroom area plus kitchen size plus total bathroom area plus living area, right? All of that. And super built up, because remember in India, right, there's a fraud in real estate industry that they charge, the builders will charge you super built up, right? So we have assumed that carpet areas 50% is super built up, especially in a new apartment. So that is what we have done hard coded. This is only the hard coded value. Okay, you can change it if you want, depending upon what is the average super built up coverage loading on top of carpet area. But I can tell you it's around 50% of your carpet area. And then this is where we are constructing the search query, because we will search the listing and property rates from Bing search using the information that is given by the user. So what is the, so this is a search query that we've created. Search query is equal to formatted this. What is the price range of affordable property type? So whatever the property type that we have given, and lower, we have converted into lowercase in the location. Remember this property type came from here. This is the property type variable. Preferred location came from here. Preferred city came from the city there. And all these are variables you can cross-check at the top. With the super built-up area of approximately this much super built-up area calculation happened. Super built-up variable is right over here, right? And square foot. So this is the query. And this query is saved right now and under something called a search underscore query variable. Now, here we are saying st.button, this is the find property. The moment the user selects this or presses this find properties button here, then what would happen is it will, hard-coded Bing API key, which I'm going to share with everybody, and the OpenAI API key that you will require it. But main thing is that it is going to call this function Bing underscore search, which I have written at the top. It will take the search query. It will take the search query, which is where the search query. This is the search query. It will go to Bing and search. And in order to authenticate us, we'll have to put the Bing API key. Now, where is the Bing API key variable? This is the Bing API key. So whatever Bing API key that you have, you can put over here. And if the search result gives you some response, if there is no response, there is a error warning message, no search result, try refining your preference. When would the search result not come? If the user has given some preferences in a city which does not exist on Google, on Bing search, or could not find it with the specification. Let's say you're looking for a 100-room apartment, so it may not find it. Okay. Then it will generate, there's one more function that it is calling generate GPT response, which it will take the search result, it will take the OpenAI API key and build a prompt and then get the response from LLM. This is another function that I have written at the top of the code. Once you get the response, that is when we will print the response. This st.write is printing the response. So that is what you see at the bottom of the result. Once you run this, this is the prompt response. Okay. Now, I'm just going to, and this is just for error handling. If something does not work properly here, then exception as E, and then just show the exception. That means the error message. Something, let's say the API key doesn't work, Bing API key doesn't work, or OpenAI API key does not work. So it'll give you an error handling error over here. Let me show you the other two functions, the Bing API search function and the OpenAI API function. So first, the Bing search function, def, we have defined. So this def defines a function. This is a user-defined function, okay? User-defined function to search for properties, right? Properties and their price, right? So URL is this. This is hard-coded. This has to be given. This is as per Bing's instructions, Microsoft instruction. Right. How does the OpenAI knows what to output from the Bing search? Are we explicitly defining the prompt? Yes, we are, Swamijit. So I'm coming to that. So headers are this, API key is what, will come over here. It forms a query. It gets the response. Then once it gets the response 200, meaning everything is working fine, right? Then it will save the response in results, and results is what is returned. We are returning back, right, from this function, right? So that is your Bing search. Now, GPT response function from OpenAI to get the response from OpenAI. If you notice here, again, this is a client is below OpenAI key, which is given at the below and search result. Now, what we are doing is we are framing a prompt, intelligent prompt engineering, based on the search result provided, analyze whether a user can find properties within their desired budget in the specified locality and city, based on, and let's say if I change whether I can find properties, let's say, right? Including the following factors in include the following factors in your analysis, right? Budget is this, locality is this, city is this, search result is this. These variables are already provided down below by the user, right? And then I'm saying provide a detailed response indicating properties matching the budget are available. If available, mention the average price and range and key features of those properties, right? If not, suggest the nearby locations within the city that fits the user budget. Do you understand? Very, very intelligent prompting here, right? And these are all part of, and this is how this is the, again, hard-coded function given by OpenAI. If you want to use their OpenAI API, response will do this. So this is the main function. We are using GPT-4o mini. This is the main model we are using. Please don't change the model, otherwise it won't work. Content is you are a knowledgeable, so this is a system prompt. You are a knowledgeable real estate assistant in India. If you want to know more about how this works, then on Ivy Pro School's YouTube channel, I have recorded a lot of videos on just how the OpenAI API service works. Okay. But this is also system prompt. This was actually the user prompt that we're giving, and this is the system prompt. System prompt is important for any LLM to know how should that LLM behave. Here we are saying that you behave like a real estate consultant, real estate assistant, right? And this is the prompt that we send. Where is the prompt? This is the prompt, which is what we framed there. Did you understand, Swami, your question? Right? And then whatever response we get, we return it back to the user. So now those were the two functions, and those two functions are being called inside here, inside the main code here, over here, the search result, and then the GPT response, and the search result is sent to the GPT response function, right? And then we get the response, right? This is what the code is about. All right. Now, there were some questions. And once you have learned and understood how to, what is happening inside this function, inside this code, you just have to save it, file, and save, right? And that's it. I mean, if you've made any changes, make sure to save it, right? Once you have saved it, again, I'm going to show you how to run it. In order to run it, remember to save this file in your downloads folder for now. The reason why I'm asking you to save it in your downloads folder, because, so this has stopped because we had made it stop. The reason why I'm asking you to um, save it, sorry, I'm asking you to save it in your downloads folder, because here we had done CD download, right? We had actually gone into the downloads folder, right? That is why we are inside the downloads folder, because that's where the program is saved, right? And now here, in order to run, I am assuming that you have installed Python, and after installing Python, you have done pip install Streamlit, and you have also done pip install OpenAI. Then only can you run the Streamlit application from here, and also then only can you run the code that I have given to you. Streamlit, and then you write run, and then the name of the file that I've given to you, unless you change the file name, okay? The extension should be .py, and then you run it. It should open the package, right? And let's take here. And once it opens, then you can provide the information and then see the magic happen. So that is what I wanted to cover, guys. Sorry, I have taken a few extra minutes, but I want to take the next 3-4 minutes to answer any of the question that you may have. आपके जो भी question होंगे, I'll be more than happy to answer now. Please go ahead and ask your questions, guys. Where is the Python file to download? Kaustav, as I said, after the workshop is over today, I will upload all of these with the instructions on Ivy Pro School's YouTube channel, and I'll give you the YouTube channel link as well. It is being telecast, it is being casted there as well. So you all can subscribe to that youtube.com/Ivy Pro School, and I will upload in the description so that everybody can easily download, even the folks who are attending the session um, from YouTube or some other place. All right, what kind of job roles are associated with this technology? So, Amijit, I mean, any Gen AI job role, this is AI agent, everybody is building, all the companies are trying to build. So there are many roles. So you can actually work as a Gen AI engineer, you can work as a AI engineer, you can work as a AI agent developer. So many job roles are happening here. When will you get the certificate? My team, you can drop an email. Normally, it takes approximately a week to get the certificate automatically on your email address. If you do not happen to get that, then the email address where you got the link from, you can always drop an email and then they will send it to you. Um, yes. So Raja's question is, can we ask GPT or Bing to return the output when we do not find the match property? Like, yes, we can. We can definitely do that. Can you tell me how to install Streamlit? Assuming you have installed Python, Aditya, assuming that you installed Python, in order to uh, and guys, in order to stop it, by the way, is you just press Control C. It takes a few moments to stop it. If you have installed Python, then you go back to your command line prompt and write the command pip install Streamlit. Without the quotes, by the way, without the quotes, and press enter. And similarly, you'll have to also write pip install OpenAI. Remember, the internet has to be enabled in that machine. Where would you get the recording from? The recording will be uploaded on Ivy's YouTube channel the moment the session is over. So feel free to uh, go there. It might give you a warning. Not sure. Can you share the Python code here in the chat section? Tanveer, actually, Zoom doesn't like us to share the Python codes. So it automatically will, at times it bans us or at times it just does not allow us to send. So don't worry. We will upload it onto Ivy's YouTube channel and you all will get over there. One last thing before people start to drop out. If you want to be connected with me, if you would have questions, even after the session is over, feel free to reach out to me, guys. Okay. It's very easy to reach out to me. Prateek and Ivy. When you search, then the first LinkedIn link that you will get would be mine, and I'll be more than happy to answer any specific questions also that you have. Because it might not be very, very practical for me to now have you share your screen and do it right away, but I can definitely help you with all the system installation messages as well that you may get. So there is a path problem. Okay, no worries. We'll help you, Aditya. Just reach out to me. I'll help you. Himal, yes, under the YouTube channel, I will upload the code, I will upload the PowerPoint, I'll upload the instructions to run it as well. Right? All right, guys. What else? Do reach out to me should you have any question. I've given the LinkedIn, my LinkedIn profile as well. Feel free to reach out. That is the best way to reach out to me. And I really, really hope that you guys take this opportunity to do something in the world of AI agentic world. Because remember, there are huge number of opportunities which are already there and coming along big time over here. One of the other platforms that we have created, I mean, I have created, I in the sense with my team, we have created as part of Ivy Pro schools, because in Ivy Pro school we have created a lot of Gen AI apps which are monetized. Now, one of the ideas that we really worked upon is time to justice.ai, which is a legal and tax compliance assistant, intelligent assistant for enterprises and for individual users as well. So it has interesting features. One of the great feature is you can actually make it work like any seasoned lawyer. And the second is you can also do background check if you want to do background check on any of your I mean, companies do it as a potential recruitment tool as well, or before onboarding a new employee, before onboarding a new customer. So they can actually find out anything about any company, about any individual, income, past history, employment history, and whatnot. So it's pretty interesting the way this is done. This is all built by the Ivy Pro School guys. So I really, really hope that you take it seriously and give it a try, guys. Okay. And if you would have any questions about this career, feel free to reach out to me. If you're absolutely interested in this career, then do explore Ivy Pro's Gen AI courses. We are doing great things there, guys. I mean, all these kind of platforms that we have built using Gen AI, agentic platform, non-agentic platforms in the AI world are all built by our learners, guys. Okay, guys. So I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks a lot for attending the session, guys. And hopefully we'll be meeting soon, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. There is a feedback link. I will appreciate it if you can fill that feedback link, which is given in the chat window, guys. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night. Bye bye, everybody.